What is up, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, and welcome to this P&Q Christmas special. Happy Christmas. Hope you're all having a good Christmas season or holiday season if you don't celebrate Christmas. I do, so yeah, this is what we're doing. Right, so as you know, P&Q was brought to a close this year. I think it was this year, wasn't it? Like, you know, so much time has gone by and I can barely tell yesterday from last week apart or last month apart. It's just been so difficult in terms of trying to make sense of time. Time has done a weird, I don't know, Star Trek thing on me, and we've got Star Trek talk in this P&Q. So, if you don't know, if you are new to the channel, P&Q used to be a series. Initially, I used to do every week, but then it became a monthly series where you ask me questions or put comments to me, and then I respond to you either the following week or the following month, as I saw fit. So, this video is the first of the P&Q specials then, because I would very much like to do a New Year special as well. So you kind of get one at the end of the year, one at the beginning of the year. I mean, you know, why not? Maybe in the fullness of time, have like a Halloween special or something like that, or a birthday special. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows the future, right? Nobody right now. Anyway, I've got several questions here, which is good because that's what I wanted. I put out the reminders, and you know, I got quite a good response from it. I've got some questions that were from another video as well that I did, and I thought, well, you know, I'll answer them here as well because why not, right? Anyway, so what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with, oh, and by the way, I used to have questions emailed in sometimes, or comments were just put to me, like, there's a topic, can you discuss this? You know, not very often, but it did happen anyway. So, we're going to start with Idic Beer 40k, Necrons, and more. And before we get going into the questions, may I say, Nick, I really applaud you and what you've done with your channel and how you've grown. It's been incredible. And I was going to put a question to you, you know, although I'm answering questions here. I mean, I remember seeing your video saying you were going to kind of concentrate on Necrons specifically, more so than you know, several armies. And I was kind of wondering, was there anything in particular that pushed you to do that? Or was it just, you know, the love of Necrons overcame anything else and you just wanted to do Necrons? Which, you know, I understand, because Necrons are cool. Got a few myself. I like Necrons. The whole specialising bit intrigues me though, because it's something I've thought about, you know, over the years. Do I specialise in something? Either a specific game, or in your case, a specific game and a specific army. I mean, wow, that is specialization, and you know, my hat does go off to you. This hat, I've got no hair though, so you know, got to keep my head warm somehow. Anyway, you have questions, or a question at least. It says, "Hi Pete, great to see this. I have a Star Trek novel collection, about 500 books in total, and I am considering selling the collection, mainly because it is taking up a lot of space in my house and I don't have time to read much anymore. As a bookman, do you have any advice on the best way to go about selling a collection like this? I'm not looking for a bucket load of money." Well, for me, if I was looking to sell books and I thought, all right, what platform shall I sell them on? I suppose for me, something like that, I would look to something like Gumtree. if that's even still. It's been many years since I've even gone on to Gumtree, I must be honest, but that would have been the kind of thing I would have looked to sell something like that on more, rather than, I don't think you get much interest in the likes of Facebook marketplace or anything like that. eBay would be another way to go, I think. Possibly Amazon, I don't know, but eBay and Gumtree would be my two choices if I was doing it myself. That's just me. But yeah, cool question. Thank you very much, Nick. All right, so on to the next question, and I've got a cup of coffee here. It's in one of these sort of vacuum container things, or heater thermal mug things, so it keeps your coffee or tea or whatever hot for ages, and I mean ages. This is one of the best things I've got for like doing my on the benches, which is a different series I do where I'm painting, and it's kind of a paint along video. It's not live, it's something that's pre-recorded, but you can put it on in the background. So yes, I'm using this P&Q special to kind of promote other playlists and so on, but yeah, why not? I think this is too hot to drink now. I will edit out my slurpings and whatnot, but I think it's going to be too hot, but I'll try it. Oh yeah, too hot at the moment, but I can hug it, which is nice. Very nice. Anyway, next question comes from Who Took My Dice? And he says, great to see you keeping up the P&Qs. On to the questions. Awesome. What was your high point of the year? The event that made you really happy? What was your favourite hobby release this year? And lastly, what is the one major goal you'd like to accomplish in the new year? Right, well, we'll just take it one question at a time. Cool, several questions. What was the high point of the year for me? The event that really made me happy has just happened quite recently, actually. And that is Mrs. Mini Warzone, my wife, has got herself a really awesome job, really high profile job. It's kind of like the dream job, if you will. Everything she could hope for, and I can't say too much more about it because it sounds, I know how it sounds, but it's such a high level kind of job. It's kind of like, you know, Official Secrets Act and all the rest of it, the whole bit. So I don't even know too much about it. So she can't even tell me stuff. So, but she's secured this job, which is cool, a high point for me, because ever since she started this new job, she has quadrupled in happiness. She's so much more happy now, and that makes me happy. If my wife is happy, I'm happy. Excellent. That's my high point. What was your favourite hobby release this year? I suppose for me it would be the Indomitors box set, although I don't have it. It just looks such a cool release. I mean, I would say Resident Evil 2 board game, but I don't think that was this year, or was it? If it was, then that, because I'm smack bang in the middle of, you know, immersing myself in that game at the moment and getting my head around the rules. But if it wasn't, then it would be the Indomitors box set, because that just looked so cool, as cool looking as the last Space Hulk box set was, and that was an awesome box set, as I recall. You know, I can recall picking it up. I remember the guy going, "It's very heavy. Hope you don't have to walk far to your car." I'm like, "It's just a box." I'm like, "Oh yes, it's heavy. Oh yes, this is cool." But yeah, so that. And lastly, he says, what is the one major goal you'd like to accomplish in the new year? I suppose I'd like to kind of sort myself out, employment-wise, security-wise, financially-wise. It's not that I don't like the job I have. It's just that I'm not sure how long I can do it for, because it's quite a physical job. And with my condition, I have MS, as you know, which, you know, it doesn't go away. It gets managed, but every so often it gets a little worse, and then a little worse, and then a little worse. So I don't know long term what the future holds for me. I would like to secure a job which I would like to think of as my final job, as it were, because I've moved around from job to job over the years, and it's been difficult with my condition, the sort of things I can apply for. It is quite limiting, but I would very much like to do that, or, you know, at least, I mean, and I'd like to, the other thing I'd like to accomplish in the new year is to make my channel bigger and better, and maybe help myself through that as well. I love doing my channel. It helps me no end. I cannot, you know, I cannot emphasize enough how much my YouTube channel helps me. So I'd like to grow my audience and everything else that goes along with it, all that other cool stuff. Really cool questions, Steve. Thank you so much. Next question comes from the Miniature Painter. I'm going to pop my drink down a minute. I'm only hugging it. Okay, let's see what the Miniature Painter has to say. It says, "Hi Pete, nice to see a Christmas P&Q special. Yeah. Right, a question. Are you a fan of Star Trek Discovery? Or in Star Trek in general? Also, I'll share the vid on the Addict Beer Facebook groups. Thank you for that." I'm not on Facebook, as you know. I used to be. I don't know, maybe in the future, might go back to it, but I have no real calling or urgency to really. I haven't missed it. But anyway, let's get to your question. There's no part of that. Right. Am I a fan of Star Trek Discovery? It's okay. I'm not the hugest fan of it. It's alright. Seems a bit more like the Michael Burnham show to me than Star Trek. It doesn't feel Star Trek. I mean, when I watch it, I tend to think of it more, I'm just watching a sci-fi show, and it's alright. Nothing special. It's not particularly bad. I don't know. There's a lot of to me, there seems to be a lot of virtual signaling in it, and I don't like that. There's no need. You just, you know, I do not need that. There's a lot of characters in it that don't do anything for the story for me, and I kind of lose interest a bit in it. But yeah. So yeah, that's my. It's all right, but it's not. It's a little bit just below all right, in my opinion, my humble opinion. Thank you for your question. William Kuby is next. Says, okay, here's one for you. Will you get into 3D printing or get some stuff 3D printed? See it around Christmas. Yeah. Wish to get Christmas. Lol. Ah! Yes. So, will I get into 3D printing? I'd like to in the future. And be in the distant future. I can't see me being able to afford anything like that in the near future. But yeah, definitely in the distant future. I think it would be more a thing I would get into if I was retired and I had more time, you know, and I didn't have a job to go to, and I could set it up and keep an eye on that. Get stuff 3D printed. I've got loads of stuff 3D printed already. Some of the stuff, like for instance, the walls from my Resident Evil games, they're all 3D printed, and the staircases and things like that. And I've had stuff 3D printed before. But yeah, 3D printing is definitely the way to go. I mean, my friend Ralph, you know, you might have seen, he's got a 3D printer. He's coming up with some really awesome terrain with it. It looks really, really cool. Really cool. So yeah, it's definitely the future, I think. Okay, thank you for your question. And next question then comes from Mini Warmut. Hey, Brian. Okay, Brad says, Pete, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, sir. Which games are you planning to play for the next 3 months? What goals are set for 2021? If possible, will you visit any conventions in 2021? Look forward to many cool gaming videos from you. Take care and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, sir. Goals set for 2021. Well, start with the games. What games am I planning on playing for the next 3 months? Well, definitely Resident Evil 2, the board game. Definitely The Lord of the Rings, the role-playing game, because I'm still doing my RPG campaign. And I don't know, for my third game, I do not know. Probably another RPG, one of my RPG games, I don't know. But definitely Resident Evil and Lord of the Rings. Goals set for 2021. Well, again, something to do with my long-term financial security. I do need a better job in terms of financially. I could do with a better job. I mean, the job I do is okay. It's not brilliant. It's not the best pay. It's not the worst pay. It's kind of middle of the road, but you've really got to work hard for it. I'm looking for, I don't know, to be able to do something that's less physically demanding, so that I can do it longer term, and then I'll have more energy for doing my videos and things. So that would be my goal for 2021. If possible, will you visit any conventions in 2021? If it's possible, maybe. It's been a few years since I went to a convention last. I don't personally think it will be possible in 2021 to go to one, but who knows? But yeah, it would be nice, but I don't think so. Yeah, there will be many cool gaming videos from me, so don't you worry about that. Okay, Starkey's Man Cave is next. This is from a video, I believe. Yeah. And I can't remember what video this is on. It says, have you reviewed the game? I'm guessing I'm talking about an RPG game of some sort. I can't remember. He says, you might have missed my tweet about soloing Aliens RPG. I think this is what I was putting it down for. How you implemented the personal agendas into the game, or if you come across any difficulties playing Aliens solo. I've only played Aliens solo a few times. Personal agendas. I do have a book with a table. It's got I think it's a D100 list of agendas for different people and different genres. At the moment, that's how I do it. It's on a table, so you're kind of limited to what the table says, but you roll for it and it's random. So if you don't see what the table is, you can make the roll. Just make a note of the number. Their personal agenda is number so and so. And up until that point, you've got to really, I suppose, use an oracle before an agenda is revealed. It doesn't come across in the same way as it would be if you were playing an RPG in a conventional manner. You can use decks of cards for it as well to give you random areas of randomness. 1 to 12 is clubs. 13 to 20 is diamonds. Whatever, you can do it that way as well. And you can make the black and the red good and bad agendas towards you personally. Does it affect you personally? Or you can just ask the oracle outright. Does does Lieutenant Hoffman's personal agenda affect me in a personal way? Well, 50-50, I have no clue. When you make the roll, there you go. Use it if you're using Mythic, for example, just correlate it to your chaos factor, and that will give you an answer. Or just do a straight 50-50, if you want to do that. I'll be doing videos on that in the future, possibly the new year. But that's a cool question. Thank you very much. As for the game, having reviewed it, I think you were talking about Resident Evil. But yeah. Right. On to other questions. So, Me Without May says, where did you get the map of Middle Earth on the thumbnail shot on the Dwarves of Fangorn? It came in one of my Lord of the Rings box sets I had one of them as a child when I was still at school, and I was really into it. I think it was in that one, but I've got 3 box sets. I bought another one, in between leaving school and a few jobs later, and one of them I got just recently. I don't think it was in that one, but it was either in the one I had when I was at school, or the one just a few years after that. Either way, we're talking a long time ago, so it is old, but it's a lovely map, isn't it? I like the way it's drawn. It's got a certain, I don't know, nostalgia to it style wise. And he also says, what system are you using? This is for the Dwarves of Fangorn. It's the Lord of the Rings, the role-playing game, which uses the Coda system, which is a D6 system. But I have to say, it's incredible. The nuances you can get with D6s, absolutely incredible. Especially when you use 2D6 for something to determine stuff, and it's just really, really cool. Yeah, and I know I've answered you there, but just in case anybody's watching, oh yeah. And if you're wondering about what the Dwarves of Fangorn is, I'll put a link up to episode 1. Bye-bye. There you go. Episode 1, Lord of the Rings. Well, it's not Lord of the Rings, it's Middle Earth. It's role-playing in Middle Earth, and it is the Dwarves of Fangorn. It's a solo RPG campaign that I run. Go check it out, see what you think. That's how I do solo RPGing. And if you are intrigued, there you go, have a look. Loads of ways of doing it. I'm going to be doing some supplemental videos to the RPG games I run solo as well. That's because I know it's going to evolve over time. And I'm going to be putting up a couple of notices that on the Christmas week, or the week run up to Christmas, I probably won't be making any videos, or if I do, they will be for the new year. So that week might be a bit thin on the ground. You might just get the one. The last On the Bench with Pete episode of the year will be on the 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve. That's on a Wednesday, like it used to be. Normally they're on Fridays, but obviously because of Christmas, it's not going to go out on a Friday at this time of the year. But it will be back to Fridays after Christmas. You can bet on that, and we'll be all caught up then. And because I'm not going to be making any for that. If I did, it would be a painting with patrons. But yeah, and hopefully I'll have something new to paint. That'd be cool if that's the case. We can but hope. And yeah, so this has been my Christmas special. I've still got my cup of hot coffee because, man, it's cold. I do have the heating on out here, believe it or not, but this warms me lovely. I'm going to take a sip of it. So cheers. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year to you. Oh, still hot, so ching to you. Bye for now, folks. Bye bye. Remember, all brushes lead to war.